and Cody, you can chime in on here because it looks like you're back.
Yeah,
I would say the student section in Martin is roughly about a third of the stadium. Would you
yeah, I
agree
think
with that?
that's about accurate. It takes up, a
Okay.
handful of sections.
Right. So I would say that the student section is roughly about a third of Martin Stadium. So a third of Martin Stadium, around 10,000, right? And there's a 20,000 student population in Pullman. So you're telling me
Hmm.
half of our students are coming to the games on average? I know half the students aren't going to a UCLA game. Half the
Hmm.
students aren't going to a Colorado game. And you can prove me wrong, but again, we can bring back the success that you guys have had in the past 5 years. And with us finally getting college game day in town after so long and having old Crimson fly every single college game day and finally
Hmm.
coming to Martin, what does that say about our community? Is that we care about our football team first and foremost.
Yeah, and what I was getting to before I was rudely interrupted by poor internet and Wi-Fi connection
I'm starting to think
is,
it's the other dashboards hosts, man. I think they're hacking us. I
yeah,
think they don't want us to prove
can
our
somebody
points.
go look and make sure we're not being hacked from Seattle right now? But you know, when WSU fills up that stadium, which they do pretty regularly, the fourth best capacity percentage in the Pac-12, um, that figure, that capacity of that stadium is 94% of Pullman's population. So for WSU to fill up that stadium, they need 94% of the people in Pullman to come to that game. And obviously, yes, people are traveling, but let's compare that to UCLA that ranks 11th in capacity percentage. They would just need 2.25% of the entire population of Los Angeles to come to their game to fill out that 90,000 seat Rose Bowl amazing stadium. But they don't do that. So what does that say? It can't be a great stadium if 2% of the population doesn't want to go to it. Martin Stadium, yeah, it's not the greatest,
No,
but people go to Martin Stadium. Doesn't that say what it needs to say? Cal cannot be better. Cal football stadium cannot be better than Martin Stadium if people don't go to the game. Like I'm not going to a stadium that sucks, and neither are the Cal fans because they're not showing up to that stadium. People show up to Martin Stadium, and the atmosphere is great. It's loud. At the Cal game last year, there was more WSU fans than Cal fans. People don't even go to Cal games. So how is that stadium better? I don't care if the band ran on the field 50 years ago. I don't care because there's not even enough fans in the stand to run on the field now if they were to get a win. Like I'm just disappointed that just happened because WSU, I mean, if people come to Martin Stadium, they'll know that this is not some just like crappy podunk like little Pullman stadium. Like this, it's good football being played, and it's a good football atmosphere.
the fact that the stadium is incorporated into the campus as well is something that I don't think a lot of these Pac-12 teams can say. Okay, I know that the Coliseum is not on the USC campus. Okay, and they just because they hosted a professional team and an Olympics one year. I'm sorry, does not get to prove that you're a better stadium just because you have one of the most populous cities in the world. Okay, if you want to see a garbage stadium, and this might be what you guys are picturing, and this may help some of you outside Pullman viewers. If you guys want to see a garbage stadium, you can travel about 15 minutes west of Pullman and go see the Kibby Dome. And you can tell us if we have anywhere close to a stadium like the
Hmm.
Kibby Dome. I went to a basketball game in the Kibby Dome, and I felt like I was watching Hoop Fest in a convention center. Okay, it is garbage. But you go to Martin Stadium, recently renovated, incorporated with the campus. It's basically attached to the whole athletic wing of campus. I mean, you get to walk through the stadium on your way to class. How many stadiums can say that? I can walk next to Martin on my way to my comm class, my English class, my
Hmm.
business class. I can witness the atmosphere of a WSU football game on my way to class. Do you think the Coliseum's going to let you get anywhere close to it if you're trying to go to your business class? No, because I'm sorry, but they got an NFL game to take care of this weekend.
Yeah, and I think maybe some other schools should start incorporating that because then students will actually go to the stadium. They'll actually get to see it because I don't think Cal fans could even tell you what Memorial Stadium looked like. So that's all that we have for today. Thank you for tuning in.